Hello and welcome to the FPL Chiropractors Game Week 17. I'm Kyle Kazana. I'm joined with Noppy or Nils. He's a bit sick today. I don't know if he's got the shits. Why are you sick, Noppy?
I don't know what it is. Yesterday I just woke up and I just felt really bad.
He's slightly poorly. So
yeah.
mind him. If his football IQ's not there, you know why, okay? Right, so
if I say Southampton is the best team in the world, that's why.
Yeah. Well, I thought he was crazy when he went on about Nottingham Forest, but I mean, I tell you something, that Milinkovic is a real pull right now. Anyways, let's get straight into the teams. We'll start with my team. I had a bit of a stinker this week, Nils. I got 39 points, which the average for this week was 47. I got 39. Which brought me down. I'm fully red arrow again, but I'm not worried. I'm not worried though. I'm not worried. The only game I was really disappointed in, to be honest, was probably Crystal Palace actually beat Brighton at home 3-1, which surprised me.
Surprised me too.
8-0 with the -2 points. That Wolves a complete disarray. At this point, at this moment in time, I could genuinely see Wolves getting relegated. What do you think about that?
Yeah,
I don't know.
they just sacked O'Neill. It's looking really bad. Aït-Nouri, of course, got suspended now because of his second yellow. I think it was after the final whistle. And Cunha is also going to be suspended because he was touching some man's face up in after halftime.
Yeah, I saw that. He pulled his beard, then flicked his glasses, took his glasses. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, so he's going to be suspended. Apparently, it looks like Wolves are gonna appeal it, but we'll see what happens.
It's honestly, Wolves just have. It seems like they just have no discipline there. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's weird. I'm not going to say I didn't see it coming because last season they had a really bad spell. I remember at the start of the season. I think Sheffield United, my team, were like the only team. I think they were one of our only wins last season was against Wolverhampton, and they were really bad. Obviously, I've got my two big premium centre backs, which is so weird for me. I know I keep saying this, but having Virgil and Saliba is so strange. But I kind of like it. I don't know why, but I do. But that being said, I say I like it, but at the same time, I could have easily, if I wouldn't have had, say, Virgil or Saliba and gone for a cheaper defender, even a mil less, I would have probably gone, instead of a Evangelson, I probably would have gone with Isaac, which would have got me way more points this week.
Yeah.
So in that sense, it's a bad thing, you know. So I think at some point I will be downgrading. I don't know if it's going to be Saliba or Virgil. I think when I get enough transfers, it will depend on fixtures and run more than anything. I don't think it'll come down to anything but that. Because I think both centre backs are quite nice. I don't know which one I prefer though. I don't know if Saliba's been getting some big points for me. I've been really lucky. I brought Saliba in, I think, in game week. I can't remember. I don't know if it's 11 or 12. I think I'm in 13 actually, and he's got 15, 9, and 6 points for me. So I picked the perfect time to bring William Saliba in.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Virgil
he scored straight away for you.
I was like, oh my god, what a pick! What a great time to bring him in. And then obviously Virgil. I don't know. I do feel weird about having two premium defenders at the moment. I'm not gonna lie. You would call them premium, wouldn't you, Noppy? Over 6 mil. That's pretty premium.
I think
for
that's
a defender.
Really solid though,
5.5.
because you got both center backs there. They are like playing every single game, every single minute, and
true.
They're getting you some good points as well.
They have been, honestly, they have been. Ever since I bought them in, they've been getting points. Like from when I had Van Dijk, I've had Van Dijk for a long time now. He's been getting me 7, 6, 6, 1, 1. So yeah, they've been all right. And Van Dijk himself has got some nice fixtures coming up as well. So I'm not too worried. But yeah, Aït-Nouri is the big problem. I'm probably gonna this week with regards to transfers, I'm probably gonna get rid of Aït-Nouri. Not only that he's suspended and the -2, but I do believe he's probably gonna go down in price. So I might as well cash in on him now. Which I have done, but I'll show you the transfers later. Going in, I did Captain Palmer this week. And which was, I thought it was a really good thing, just because based off the fact that Brentford are terrible away, that's the reason I went for Cole Palmer. We didn't actually provide anything other than a bonus point, and that was it. So I got 6 points on Palmer. Bowen didn't do anything, even though West Ham did have a penalty, and Jared Bowen didn't take it. I didn't know Lucas Paquetá was the penalty taker, but I thought Bowen was going to take that pen. And then obviously I had Salah. I probably should have captained him over Palmer. I would have ended up with 10 points there. But the person I should have captained was Heung-min Son. He got 14 points for me. He got a goal and 2 assists and 2 bonus points. So Son really saved me this week. I got 14 points on Son. So if I would have gone really rogue and captained Son, I would have got something there. And then my front three God. God, what is that? I mean, João Pedro, Fran
really
Larsen, and Evan Nielsen, both all with 2 points, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, awful. And their bench was just awful, horrific as well. But I'm hoping this week for me was just an absolute blip. I'm quite hopeful. It might sound weird, but I'm quite hopeful for Strand Larsen due to the fact that they're going to be managerless. Because typically when teams become managerless, they do sort of... I don't know. Some players really show and start to play, even though there just seems to be a bit. Yeah. I know. Wolves seem to have a bit of dysfunction. Because I don't know. They seem really annoyed and aggressive, and they're like fighting with each other. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping now the manager's gone. Maybe something was happening behind the scenes. But yeah, I don't know. And then João Pedro again. Ever since I brought him in, he's not been great at all, to be honest. I think he's only returned me 5 points. And Brighton in general have really just gone weird. I mean, typical Brighton, man. You know, they beat Man United, which at the start of the season wasn't anything massive. Beat Tottenham, beat Newcastle, beat City and Bournemouth. Which at the time did seem a bit like a abnormality. But the fixtures going forward again, Brighton are just, I don't know, man. I don't. Yeah. I'll probably be looking at going away from João Pedro. Like I've got Veltman on the bench as well, but I don't know. It's a bit weird.
Look at Brighton. The last 4 games, they've only picked up 2 points. 1 point against Southampton, 0 against Fulham. 1 against Leicester and 0 against Crystal Palace. You would have expected them to pick up a lot more points in those games.
Especially Southampton and Leicester. No disrespect, but I'd expect at least maybe 3 points between Southampton or Leicester, and then Crystal Palace, Fulham, maybe another win there out of one of those 2 games. So to have 2 draws and 2 losses, I mean, I know looking at those 2 results, they're very fine marginal, but they lost 3-1 to Palace and 3-1 to Fulham. It's just, I don't know. I'm slightly surprised. And then Evan Nielsen, he only played 79 minutes, which I don't know. I mean, the last 3 games he only had 2 points, but I don't know. We'll just see. We'll see with him. We'll see with him. Yeah. He's kind of just a punt or a shot in the dark for me. But yeah. That's pretty much my team. But we'll move on to Noppy's team now. Noppy had a lot better week than me. Let me just load up his team here.
I had a stinker last week, but I bounced back, and I really needed it. The only real mistake was benching Milenkovic, but I think I was always playing Ait-Nouri. It's just I thought that Ait-Nouri had a higher likelihood of keeping a clean sheet, and Forrest did concede a goal as well. It's just that Ait-Nouri, he didn't do anything attacking wise, and he got a red card, so it just looks awful because of that red card especially. But Milenkovic, he just keeps scoring. He's scored 2 goals in a row now, and
that is insane.
And I had just been waiting for him to finally score a goal, and now people are starting to bring him in, and he's gone up in price, and it's just great. People are starting to realize how good he is.
Nottingham Forest in general are a real problem. They're quite consistent as well. The only result I look at and think was weird is that they lost 3-0 to Man City. That's the only game I think, okay. And then other than that, they've been pretty consistent, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've been pretty consistent with results, and not conceding too many, but sort of doing okay. I mean, actually looking at it, but I don't know. They seem to be consistent. They seem to be beating the teams that they should be. And then losing to the teams that they kind of should, or that are up for debate or up for question. But Milenkovic is looking good though right now. The only thing that would scare me if I was a Milenkovic owner is the next fixture is Brentford away. Which, if we know Brentford love to score goals at home. Their home record is insane. I don't think they've lost at home yet this season. So
I don't think you should bring Milenkovic in just because of the fixtures, because next 2 are not the best, but but then they got Everton and Wolves. It is away, but I think those are pretty good fixtures for Milenkovic or any Forest defender. But then Lewis Hall, 15 points. He finally delivered.
I know, that's insane. 15 points there.
Because he's been blanking for me ever since I brought him in, and he finally delivered. He got a clean sheet, 2 assists, and 3 bonus, which is just absolutely insane.
That's massive.
Absolutely massive. Well, to be fair, like my whole backline did really good except for Ait-Nouri, because Gabriel, he kept a clean sheet as well, got 3 bonus as well. Raya kept a clean sheet. So defense finally delivered. I don't see that very often. So very good to see. That was probably also why I had such a good week, to be honest. Because if we look at midfield, it was pretty bad this week in terms of my midfielders.
I mean, yeah, but it's really interesting because everyone got like 3 points, which I don't feel like I see often. You know, usually see some 2-pointers in there. But yeah, 3 points across the board. But yeah, midfield was kind of down this week, I think. Unless you had Son, but I mean I didn't captain him. But
yeah. Semenyo got brought off in the 67th minute. He had a bit of an issue apparently, but it doesn't look like it's anything serious. But that's why he got the clean sheet points, because they conceded after that. So that's why he got 3 points. So yeah, Palmer got a bonus. Saka got the clean sheet point as well. Saka's been very disappointing last couple of games. But
I agree.
But I just feel I have to keep, because he's just so consistent, and he's gonna turn up in any of these fixtures.
Yeah, you'd like to think he's definitely gonna get something at Ipswich at home. Definitely. Personally, I'm glad I held off on Saka, because I was probably going to get him in for the Everton game. But the thing with Everton, though, Everton have really, I wouldn't say they're turning up, but they're kind of not as leaky anymore. And Everton are looking okay. They're looking okay. I'm not going to say amazing, but they're sort of the defense is shoring up a bit. I think Tarkowski's back now, isn't he? And they've got some other players back, I believe. But yeah, they're looking okay, Everton. So Palace away. I mean, that's an interesting fixture. Yeah, but I think Ipswich at home, I think definitely look at getting Saka in there. I could see them doing damage there at home. I don't know. Personally, that's how I see it.
Yeah. I think so too. They got some good fixtures coming up, so I'm definitely not getting rid of him. Like Palmer, Saka, Salah feels so essential at the moment. So,
yeah, for sure.
And Salah captain, it was the right decision. I did have Isak vice captain, but I don't think I would have ever captained him, to be honest. So yeah, I'm happy about that, because a lot of people went for Palmer. And yeah, it's only a 2-point difference, but it's a bit of a difference at least.
I'll go away. Yeah, go a long way.
Then we talked about Pedro. He's been disappointing. Cunha, he actually got a goal and 3 bonus, which is kind of insane.
Yeah, 3 bonus as well. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, that's actually insane. So he might be a bit of an issue, because he's gonna get suspended. But well, at least he's been delivering. Like, he's been so good for me since I brought him in. It's been a good time, Cunha, but you're probably gonna be gone soon. But then Isak was my transfer in this week for Watkins, and what a transfer that was, because Watkins got benched,
very good transfer,
and Isak scored and got an assist and got 2 bonus. So the 2 Newcastle boys delivered. I'm really happy about that.
And to be honest, looking at Alexander Isak's fixtures, you could honestly keep him all the way to like the 1st of February if he doesn't get injured. They aren't bad fixtures. I don't think. Like, Ipswich away is kind of nice. Aston Villa at home is not terrible, because Aston Villa are a bit like, Aston Villa are so weird. They're like a really bumpy road. They're so up and down. And then obviously Man United away, I don't think that's a difficult fixture. And it's not a game that I can't see Isaac not scoring in. And obviously Spurs away, that's not terrible. And after they got some really nice 4-fixture run there, so it's actually not that bad. I don't think looking at those fixtures there are actually that bad for him. So I honestly wish I could get him in. And if I can roll enough transfers, I probably would be looking at getting him in for at least Wolves onwards. But that'll just be for 4 games, so I don't know. I'd probably have to do it sooner than then. But hey, we'll see.
Yeah, I can definitely see myself holding him for at least 8 game weeks, because we'll see what City looks like in February. They're probably gonna be stronger.
True. They could. True.
So I'm probably gonna have to bring him out at that point, but that's like far away. That's like in 2 months. So I don't have to think about that right now. But overall, pretty happy about my team, but I have some dilemmas. I'm thinking of making some big changes to my team, actually.
Okay.
But we'll talk about your transfer and your
my
plans.
transfers. Yeah, sure. So I'm gonna go on my pick team here. I will show you what I do have here. How do you want me to show you this, Nobby? Do you want me to share my screen, or do you want me to send you a screenshot? What's easier?
You can send a screenshot probably.
Yeah. I'll send a screenshot. Hold on. So this is what I'm going for. I mean, I've already made my transfer, and this is what I'm going for. And where is that gone to? Oh, there it is. Hold on. I'm just sending this over to Nobby. Hold on. There we go. So I think I made the most obvious transfer with regards to defenders anyway.
Yeah.
I've gone for, as you can see here, I have gone for Anthony Robinson, 8 Neri out and Anthony Robinson in. Reason being, I just love his fixtures run. They got Southampton at home next.
Yeah.
After that, they've got Chelsea away. I don't think that's a terrible fixture. I mean, it might be, but I don't know. We'll have to see how this week plays out, because obviously it's. I don't know. I am not stuck, but I am stuck, right? Because if Anthony Robinson performs, if Son performs against Liverpool, which I don't think is going to happen, but if they perform, then I don't know. I've got a lot of things going from my head because I'm thinking about getting rid of Veltman as well. So I could easily swap Veltman and get another decent defender, and then when Robinson plays Chelsea, then swap him out again. You know what I mean? For get like a cheap defender, I could even go for like a Lewis Hall. I don't know who's got good fixtures for game week. That'd be 18, won't it? Game week 18. But I'd probably have to look at that. But at the same time, I do kind of just want to roll transfers, so I don't have to just take the hit and just hope that maybe Fulham have that one game or that one or two of how many games where they'll get a decent result against a decent team. You know what I mean?
Veltman have a good fixture next week, though, right? They have like Crystal Palace
the week after.
Or something.
Fulham have got Southampton this week.
Oh wait, they have Brighton have Brentford at home next week. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
So maybe you could play Veltman if he's back. In game
if he's back, I'll definitely play him. But he seems to be getting worse of Veltman. I don't actually know what the issue is there. So he was at 75% with just an injury. Now he's 50% with a knock. But looking at my team, Verbruggen in net, I was thinking about going with the home team, but I'm not sure. I feel like this game here, West Ham Brighton, is such a big gamble. So I've sort of gone down the middle, you could say. I don't know. I know people always think it's weird that you play teams that are playing each other, but I'll try and go for balance and try and maximise my points, I guess. Maximising your points would be just going all in on one team, but it can backfire quite badly. So I've gone for Verbruggen, even though he's been pretty awful for me. I mean, we haven't had a clean sheet since, wow. We haven't even had a clean sheet this season. Have we?
Wait, really?
Yeah, we have. Surely we have. Oh, yeah, we have. Not a clean sheet since Newcastle, which was game week 8. So we're nearly 10 game weeks away now.
Yeah.
So surely Brighton are after something here, especially with the run they've had as well. Surely they need to bounce back with a win. Surely, if the law of averages are correct, Brighton will beat West Ham, and then maybe I don't know, but I don't know if they're clean sheet because I don't know. That game's rough. That game's rough.
That's tough.
That's probably my game of the week. Yeah. That's probably my game of the week. I don't know. In a weird way, because I feel like honestly, if West Ham lose, they could backfire on Lopetegui. But I'm holding out on Bowen though because they've got Southampton away the week after that. So, backline Virgil, Robinson, and Saliba. Can't really go wrong with that. Virgil van Dijk. He always turns up. He turns up in the big games, so I'm quite happy having him there.
I really like Robinson. I've been thinking about getting him in myself, and they've been really solid defensively, and he's getting assists as well. So he has Southampton at home.
He plays quite high up the pitch, and he's got really nice fixtures. And with Chelsea as well, I've seen a few people go for Levi Colwill. I've seen a few people go for him, but I don't know. I just feel like Robinson offers a bit more, whereas Colwill just, you're really just going for clean sheets there, I guess. Whereas say if Anthony Robinson, obviously he'll play against Chelsea. I don't expect a clean sheet, but there's more of a chance of an assist there. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I do like Robinson quite a bit. Obviously Saliba's there. The only downside to Saliba or any Arsenal attacker, mainly centre-back or Saliba or Gabriel Magalhaes, is I think people are sort of sussing out the corner tactic now. I see a lot of people, I think Monaco really brought this to people's attention, where I think now when it comes to corners, what people are doing, if Arsenal are cramming the box, they're putting like 3 attackers on the halfway line. You know what I mean? So then Arsenal have to put 4 back. So they're sort of clearing out the box a lot more, so they don't get broke on the counter attack. You know what I mean? So that's sort of what teams are doing now. I saw Everton do it quite a bit because I believe Arsenal had over 10 corners, and I think the keeper claimed at least 6 or 7 of them. Because Everton were pretty much what Everton were doing were when they get a corner. I remember watching the first corner. I think there was pretty much not the whole Arsenal squad, but most of the Arsenal squad were cramming the box. So Everton just pushed like 3 or 4 defenders up high, not defenders, attackers up high the pitch, and then Arsenal went, "All right, okay, we need 5 back then because they didn't want to get outnumbered." So I think. Yeah.
What Everton did very well as well was attacking the ball. They're always looking at the ball, and they defended those set pieces so well.
Yeah, very well, very well. But I don't think it's still a bad thing to have Arsenal players though. I think I'm sure the set piece coach will sort something else out. Plus, I still think they are probably the best defensive team in the league. I mean, the only other argument to that is Liverpool, but I just think Liverpool are just a bit. I think as a defensive solid as them on their own, I think Liverpool are quite weak. I think Van Dijk does a lot for that team. Yeah, I think personally, no disrespect to the players. I just think Van Dijk he's just great, man. He just looks like a proper leader. I just think he's great, man. It's like having 2 people back there. Just the way he gallops across the pitch, is great.
Keller, he's been good when Alisson's been out, but Alisson is back now, and Alisson is just he's just a better player. Probably the best in the league. So it's just gonna solidify their defense even more.
And speaking about Liverpool as well, Robinson. Andy Robertson got a red card, didn't he? So, I'm guessing Tsimikas is probably going to come in, maybe, or maybe they'll put Joe Gomez there. I don't really know how they're going to do.
He's going to serve that suspension in the cup because I think they play today or tomorrow. So he's just going to serve the suspension there and then just play in the league.
Okay, right. That makes sense.
I don't think that should be allowed, to be honest, because
it's a bit weird. It's kind of like a different competition, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a different competition. I don't think it should count.
That is weird.
But
no, I don't either. But that's the back line. Obviously, the midfield: Salah, Bowen, Palmer, Son, and Smith Rowe. I think anyone looking at my team now will be like, "Well, why have you got Son?" The reason I've got Son is, to be honest, I got no choice. I had to get rid of Aït-Nouri because I had Veltman there as well. And I thought because of Aït-Nouri's -2, plus he's suspended, plus he was worth a good chunk of money, I thought he's probably only going to go down in price and probably people are transferring him out. So I thought, right, I'd best to switch. And the best switch for me would look like Robinson because I'm thinking more long term. I could keep Robinson now for probably the next 7 game weeks and probably be okay. Maybe get a few returns there. I had no choice but to go with Son. Salah. I like to think Tottenham versus Liverpool has always been, the last 2 years, it's always been a really good fixture in terms of goals and drama, to be honest. I remember last season where Spurs played Liverpool at home. Spurs played Liverpool at home, and that's when there was the controversial VAR decisions where Luis Diaz was onside and it didn't count. Yeah, and then he came out at the end of the game and said, PGML came out at the end of the game and said, "Oh yeah, actually we got that wrong." So I don't know. This game's always provide drama. So I've gone for Son due to the fact that he's shown that he is in form. Yes, it was against the Southampton side. Russell Martin's last game, who's unfortunately been sacked. He is no longer the manager of Southampton, which is the reason, to be honest, I'm really confident with Fulham beating Southampton I wouldn't want to say badly, but. Whereas we were talking about Wolves before, I think Wolves will swing the way of they'll start playing well. Yeah. Whereas Southampton, I think I don't want to say it's a dark path, but I feel like for the next couple games at least it'll be dark. You know what I mean? I think like 3-0 minimum.
I think,
which sounds horrible. I don't want it to be that case, but
I think they're not going to concede as many goals as they have because the philosophy of Russell Martin is, we gotta play out of the back no matter what. Because they had like Lumley in it, and he was like always like trying to play into the center backs, and he's just not he's just not good on the ball, and they were just conceding from so many mistakes. So I think Southampton will definitely look better, but. How much better? I don't know. They're probably still going to be the worst team in the league.
Yeah, and the manager's just been sacked, and they're away at Fulham. It's like, what else do you need? And Fulham have just come off a good away game against Liverpool, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like it's a one-way traffic for me. I don't know. You never know, but I just think I could see Fulham winning that maybe I'm gonna say I guess 2-0, but it could be more. I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely see that too.
So I've got Son still because you never know. Plus, he's a premium player. I did think about playing João Pedro, but with João Pedro's form, how he's been recently, I just don't see him doing anything. Whereas Son, I could see him staying on long term. If the game's going okay, then Son will stay on. If the game's going badly, Son will stay on. So I just feel like Son's going to play the full 90 there. And I've gone for Captain Salah due to the fact that I just feel like that game will be a goal fest. I could generally see Liverpool winning that maybe 3-1, 3-2. I could even see the game being 4-2. Because even though Spurs, I mean, the thing is, you can't say Spurs aren't great. They are a good side. They just play one way and that's it. They don't change. You know what I mean? Yeah. They just play that one style, which gets goals, but you don't win games, or you don't win games that you should win, like Brighton when they should have beat Brighton. There's so many games this season. Even Chelsea, man, Chelsea scored goals, but to be 2-0 up or whatever at half time or whatever it was, and then lose that game 4-3, it's just like, what? And the crazy thing is, everybody sort of expected it. Everyone thought, all right, even the pundits when I was watching, even I thought, well, Chelsea had a few chances, they'll probably score a few here. And it was weird. It's like it wasn't a shock. It wasn't a shock result. It sounds so weird to say, but I think Spurs are still a good attacking outfit. They're just I don't know. I hopefully it clicks because I actually do like Ange. I like Ange Postecoglou a lot. But I'm not scared to keep Son and Salah in the same team there. And obviously Bowen. Bowen, I'm keeping him for probably. I'll probably keep him for the next 2 game weeks. They got Brighton and then Southampton. So I'll probably keep him for that Southampton game, and I'll probably look at probably swapping him out. Who for? I'm not sure. We'll just see who's got good fixtures from game week 19 onwards, probably.
We'll see.
And then obviously Strand Larson at the top. I don't know what to say there. He's not really done anything for me. He's just a cheap buy. I mean, he did okay for me getting 11 points at Bournemouth and 5 points at Fulham. Other than that, he's not really done anything. Evan Nielsen, I've just picked him just due to the fact that I just feel like Man United away is a weird one. And Man United just come off a good win against Man City. And if Man United are Man United that they have been for the last 6-7 years, they'll just shit the bed and lose to Bournemouth, because Bournemouth were a decent side. So, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying then, up here? Could you generally see that? I could see Bournemouth doing something there, maybe.
I can definitely see it.
With how Man United are as well,
But, United are kind of a weird team. You don't know what to expect from them.
Very up and
ever.
down, yeah.
So, I'm expecting a draw there, probably.
I could see that, 1-1 or 2-2, something like that.
I'm just thinking, why are you not playing João Pedro over Evan Nilsson?
I just generally think Evan Nilsson could do something there. I could generally see him scoring against Man United. I don't know why. I just see it. And I see him as a bigger threat than João Pedro at this moment in time. Because it's weird, when I've been watching João Pedro, he doesn't really play as a striker. It's more he does play as a striker, but it's more off the left.
Yeah.
And
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I like the look of Evan Nielsen. Plus, it gives my team a bit more fluidity, a bit more differential, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I've already got a Brighton keeper. I don't know. I look at my team weirdly because I've got a lot of clash within my team. I mean, people always do, but I mean, I don't know. I just like to have a bit of a mix there.
Yeah, because you're starting Verbruggen instead of Fabianski. You're basically backing against Brighton. Well, you would back...
sort of, but then I've got Bowen as well, so it's like, So it's pretty much Noppy. I kind of go all in and just think, all right, Brighton are going to win that game. But that game, I would not like to put a bet on Brighton and West Ham. I wouldn't.
No.
That game's going to be so weird because these are the two teams that bracket. There's so many bracket of teams. You've got Fulham, West Ham, Brighton. Who else in there? You've got Bournemouth, Crystal Palace. Those teams, you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I mean, it's just they're so weird. Like the fact that Brighton even lost 3-1 to Crystal Palace. I mean, like, what?
Yeah, it's weird.
Like, it could have gone either way, but I didn't think 3-1. I know it's just weird. So I've kind of given myself that balance. I know it's really weird, and I know it's against. I know in some people's minds it's against the FPL code. It's like to ever mix or put players against people, or if you have your striker against your goalkeeper or whatever. But I don't know. I get FOMO and I don't want to miss out. I just think João Pedro isn't going to do anything this week, so I thought Evan Nilsson's going to do more. So yeah,
I get that because Joao Pedro has been pretty poor recently.
Yeah, for sure.
And Evan Nilsson, yeah, he I don't know. Bournemouth have been playing really good, so
yeah. I mean, he hasn't done anything in the last 3 game weeks, but I just feel like he will do something against Man United. It's one of those games that for players like Evan Nilsson, this is where they turn up. You know.
Yeah.
Like when I look at Evan Nilsson, he got a goal against Man City, an assist against an assist against Arsenal. You know, he's provided in the bigger games, and he's done well in some other games. So I just feel like Man United, some of these, I don't want to say it, but some of these players that come to this country play for these games, like Man United at Old Trafford. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Obviously, they probably always try their best, but it's like there's always that extra, what do you call it? Passion within their eyes. You know?
Yeah.
To go and score. I want to go scoring at Man United or whatever. So, yeah, I just generally see Evan Nilsson doing that. I don't know why. But I guess we'll find out. We will find out.
We'll find out.
So yeah, but yeah, that's the transfer we've gone for. I have no more transfers now. I'll have to wait till next week. But yeah, I went from Aitnery to Robinson, which I think was a kind of a no-brainer, to be honest. And yeah, doubling up on the Southampton and doubling up on Liverpool there. But yeah, right. Let's look at Noppy's team. So Noppy is in a big dilemma, as he keeps saying. So let's have a look what the dilemma is here.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Talk us through it.
So yeah, like overall, I would say I'm like pretty happy about my team for like this week. But there's some players in there that I'm starting to worry about or think that I probably need to move them on. And those players are, let's think here, Aitnouri, Semenyo, and Cunha. And I don't think Semenyo is a must sell or anything, but I think Cunha and Aitnouri needs to go. If it's not this week, it's the next week. And that's just because, Aitnouri is suspended, and after that they got a horrible fixture run. And, well, you can say maybe United at home is not it's not a bad fixture, but I don't know if Aitnouri, I'm just gonna want to sell him like regardless, just because, like, I don't know, they're just leaking goals, and he's not really been that attacking either. So I just think he needs to go. Cunha. Like he might be able to play this weekend, but that's it. After that, he's gonna serve a suspension. It might even be this weekend. It depends if Wolves appeal or not. Because if they appeal, he's gonna play this weekend, but then after that, he's gonna get suspended. But from the talks I've heard, they're gonna appeal because they don't want him to miss that Leicester fixture because it's so important for their season.
Oh yeah, it's a big game. Yeah.
So that's probably why. So they want him to play that Leicester game and then for him to miss out against, well, I don't know, United and Spurs after. That's probably the plan there. So if that's the case, I'm just going to keep Cunha for this week because he's playing Leicester. I don't think that's a bad fixture at all. And
No.
And he's been so good for me. So, yeah, just going to keep him. Yeah, you could say that, like you said before, like Milenkovic, Brentford away, it's not ideal.
I know, that's a bit like, I was thinking about that. I was like, because Brentford are just so good at home. I mean, the flip side of that is that they score a lot of goals at home, but they also concede a few, you know?
Yeah.
So you never know, from a set piece or something again. Is he going to do it 3 times in a row? Probably not, but you never know.
Yeah, who knows? That's what's so good with Milenkovic, because he's always got that attacking threat. Like you can play him in any game and just hope for that goal. But
and to be honest with you, Noppy, like going forward, surely Brentford aren't going to hold that streak all season. Like what, we're 18 games in now.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if they played half those games, you're looking at like 7 games now at home. Let's say, surely this next game someone breaks the streak. Surely, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Just before the new year as well.
And you can
coming into the year, so
you can see Forest being that team as well, because
for sure, with how solid they've been,
exactly, and they've just been like good all around. Like Chris Wood's been scoring. There's this guy in midfield. I always forget his name. I don't think it's Elliot Anderson. It's that other guy. But he's been doing really well, whatever he's called.
Yeah. Who have you got in midfield? You've got Morgan Gibbs White, not him.
Wait, let me have a look.
Yates.
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 He's been really good for them.
Yeah.
But what's so good with Forest is just that they have some depth now as well. They have Hudson-Odoi and Elanga that can play, but they also have this new Jota guy. He's looked pretty good, and Dominguez has been looking good. They have Awoniyi on the bench. Like, I don't know, they just
he was really good, wasn't he, last season or the season before?
Yeah.
He was quite a good player.
So yeah, I don't know. I keep hyping up Forest, but they're just so good. But yeah, so that's maybe the only position you think, that's not looking great. But it's just, if I take out Nori out this week, the only real defender I would want to bring in is like Robinson. But then next week I would have a problem because he would play Chelsea away, and I wouldn't really want to play him. And I wouldn't want to play Greaves or Milenkovic either. So it's like, I don't know, it's a bit of a problem there. So I think I'm just gonna hold out on that. And you can say Rodgers as well, but I'm happy playing him against City at home, honestly. I don't see that.
I don't think that's a bad fixture, to be fair. I don't. Obviously, I think I don't want to say it's inevitable, but I feel like there's going to be one game where City. I don't know if you say they're back. Are they just going to come back and just? I don't know. It should be a bit weird now.
It's just you can't see them coming back at the moment because they conceded 2 late goals against United, and United have been poor as well. So it's just
So
it's just looking really bad for City, and if this keeps going, I'm not gonna mind my players playing City.
No, definitely not. No.
And Villa have been pretty poor at home, but just in general, they've been playing pretty bad. Villa. But But I don't mind that. But who do you prefer playing though, Semenyo or Rodgers?
I kind of like it. I kind of do like taking the punt on playing against City, and it is at home as well. So I probably would go for that. But that being said, though, Semenyo as a backup's not bad though. I don't think that's bad at all.
It's a bit of a toss-up for me. I don't know who to play, but I think Rodgers probably, just because he's
just
playing
how City have been playing in general. I mean, I don't see why not. I think that's probably a good idea. And speaking of Villa as well, I mean, it's tricky with them. Like, obviously, Watkins. I wouldn't say Watkins out of the question, but it sort of is. Like, Duran's looking really good. So it's like Watkins is sort of. I don't know. He's one of that. He's a maybe player now, isn't it? He's got question marks over him.
I had Watkins for a really long time, but I just think he's a no-go now, because he's just so expensive, and you don't even know if he's gonna start every week. It's just
for sure. Yeah, he's not worth it now. I feel like Isaac over him for sure.
Yeah, Isaac definitely 100%. But yeah, so if I would just keep my team like this and Cunha is not suspended for the weekend, the only real weak spot is Milenkovic. But like I said, the defenders I would bring in this week, I'm not really that keen on, because they wouldn't rotate very well with my other defenders. Yeah. And I don't mind playing Milenkovic.
I've noticed as well, your whole team is your whole team's away besides Rodgers.
Yeah, it's insane. It's pretty bad.
Your whole team. And other than that, you've got Greaves and Fabianski. Everyone else is away. Is that not a worry, do you think? Or not?
Well, maybe, but I can't remove my whole team. So
that's so many away though. Jeez, that's everyone's nobody's at home.
It is
that's
pretty bad.
Wild.
I didn't even realize. So
Captain Rodgers.
So Captain Rodgers. Yeah. So I'm probably not expecting a great week, but we'll see. We'll see. Salah's probably gonna be my captain, just like you. I just see goals in that game, and Salah's just been so consistent all season. So
I mean, he didn't do great last week, but he got an assist, which is fine, So he's still putting returns in. So I think Salah's probably safe. And like we both just said, there's going to be goals there for sure.
And Liverpool played with 10 men as well for most of the games. So and he almost scored a goal as well. It's just insane. So, Liverpool were playing really well considering they were playing with 10 men. Isaac's gonna be my vice. Ipswich away.
Really?
That's a great fixture.
I think that's a great fixture, but I don't know. Ipswich are usually decent at home, I mean, don't get me wrong, they've not won many, but they don't leak as many as they do away, But what do you think about Captain Palmer? Because I mean, a lot of people are speaking about what Palmer did to Everton last season.
Yeah,
which I'm pretty sure, did he get 20 points at Everton last season? I think he did.
I think he got something ridiculous
like
that.
Yeah. So are you thinking about that at all or not? Or
not
because Palmer's a weird guy, you know. I mean, when it comes to
Yeah.
FPL, if I look at his if I look at his FPL, how do I? He's he sort of has weeks where he's you know, in and out of it.
Yeah.
So he never gets double points, does he? So he had 18 points 2 game weeks ago against Tottenham, and then well, a game week ago, and then last game week he got 3 points. Will he get another double points against Everton away? I don't know.
I don't hate Palmer captain, but it's just Everton have looked good defensively recently, so I personally wouldn't go there. I would back Salah against Tottenham instead, because I don't know, Tottenham are just so leaky.
Yeah, I agree.
And on the counter attack, Salah's gonna be a menace. So yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. I have gone for Vice Palmer though. I have gone Vice Palmer.
But anyways, let's get into the interesting things, because I'm thinking of doing a lot of transfers. Honestly, like
okay.
This
How many transfers you got?
Well, I only got one, but I'm probably gonna do 3 transfers next week.
Right.
I don't know if I should share my screen, because it's gonna be a lot of talk about like different options I have. So I don't know what's the best way to do it. Should I share my screen?
Share screen. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Okay, there we go. I should be sharing now.
Hold on. It's loading in.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm in.
All right, nice.
We're here.
Okay, so I have like 3 different options, because like I said, I want to get rid of Aït-Nouri, Semenyo, and Cunha. Like I'm probably gonna get rid of all of them within the next 2 game weeks. So there are 3 premiums, or not premiums necessarily, but there are 3 like more expensive players that I'm really interested in. So it's Trent, Bruno Fernandes, and Nicholas Jackson.
Okay.
So my least favorite option is probably going for let's see here, Bruno in here, and then go Raul in here. And I would probably do that this week. I would take a -4, and I would do this this week.
Oh, really? -4? Really?
Yeah. But so
okay.
like I am considering that, but like I'm saying, this is probably the worst option out of them all.
Right.
And then I would probably get in Munoz instead of Aït-Nouri in like next game week or game week 19, because Palace have got some really good fixtures. He's suspended now, but they got some really good fixtures from 19.
Oh, right, I see, yeah, 19 onwards. Oh, wow, yeah, that's quite good.
So yeah, that's the first option. That's the least likable. And then the other option is doing Cunha to Jackson. And then I would have to do... that would be a straight swap. So I could just do that. That would be a straight swap. So I can do that, well, either this week or next week. And that's the only transfer I would make. And then I would move on Aït-Nouri. Well, I could do that either this week or next week or the week after, depending what defender I want in. But I probably do want Munoz long term, so it would probably be for Munoz. So yeah, that's an option as well. And then the last option, which is probably the one I like the most, and that's gonna do. That's me doing 3 transfers next week, so I would take a -4 next week.
Okay, yeah.
And that would be Kune for Wood, Semenyo out for Enzo, and then wait, let me see, Enzo.
Oh yeah, he's been pretty good still, hasn't he? He's been returning.
And then
it's actually getting silly how much we talk about him, and he just keeps.
We just talk about him every week. So
yeah,
I don't know. So then Trent in for Aït-Nouri.
Yeah, and how much do you have in the bank there? Is that any
0.2 million? So it can go very wrong, because if I'm priced out next week, then I would be kind of screwed. But I just love the look of this, because I really want Chris Wood in, and I also want Trent a lot.
Why can we want Trent a lot? I don't. I mean, how does he? Like, can we have a look at what's his game time like?
Well, he's been coming back from an injury, so he didn't play against Newcastle, but he's slowly but surely coming back. But the thing is with him, he's just so attacking. Like, even in this game against Newcastle, he got benched and he got 2 assists. And I don't know, Liverpool are one of the best defenses in the league, and you just know Trent is going to be very attacking, and so I think this is probably what I'm gonna do, but I don't know what you think. What would you go for?
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure on Jackson. I mean, I keep saying this, but he does keep returning.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Did he not come off like a few days ago or a few game weeks ago or something?
Yeah, that's why
I don't know,
that's why I don't like Jackson that much, because I know that he can get benched against that in a Fulham fixture.
That's the problem. The fixtures they've got coming up are good, and that's the issue, you know?
Yeah, because, like, that's a midweek game, the Fulham game.
Yeah.
So, like, you can see him get benched, and he's also still on for yellow, so he can get suspended as well. So
so there's that, and then you'd have to... Yeah, I don't know. It's tricky, isn't it?
So I really like Jackson, but there's still some doubt there for me. So that's why I'm not, like, super keen on him. And that's why I probably want Chris Wood instead, and that way I can get Trent in, and and then I get rid of all 3 players I'm worried about, and I get 3 good players in my opinion. You could say, Wood, he doesn't have the best fixtures or whatever, but I think they're okay.
He's the sort of guy, he pick up goals here and there, you know, like every other game. And he'll pick up goals here and there. So,
and he's on penalties, and he's getting good minutes, etc. And I don't know. So
for sure. How come? So if we look at Trent again, I don't know. I just for some reason I just don't like the Trent pick, and I don't know why. Because he has good points, you know, but I don't know. I mean, what's he got there? Clean sheets, goals scored, assists. I mean, I don't know. What are you just thinking that he's going to start picking up points as well, clean sheets as well as assists, and maybe goals or?
Yeah, and also like. Long term, I'm probably gonna want him because like he's that sort of player I can just start every week and I don't ever have to worry about him because he can can pick up clean sheets, he can pick up assists or goals, bonus points. He's just a point machine when it comes to FPL. And the other premium players that I was thinking about, or the more expensive players, like Jackson for example, like we're saying, like there's some doubts around him, and like. Do I really want to spend more money on that striker position if I'm not even sure about the one I'm buying?
True. And that's why I prefer Enzo. I just feel like Enzo, he's the captain. He's probably going to start, you know?
Yeah. So, what do you think about Bruno Fernandes then? What do you think about that transfer?
It's Man United, isn't it? That's the problem. Yeah. I mean, I see a lot of people on Twitter going about Diallo, and again, because he's quite cheap. But what Man United's fixtures actually like, I don't think there's actually a good spot, is there? I don't think they've actually got a solid amount of fixtures where you think, oh yeah, you know what, I need a Man United player there.
They got some good fixtures now, but it's kind of mixed here. You got Newcastle, Liverpool.
It is, It's never really stellar, is it? I mean, you could maybe look at maybe Southampton onwards. I mean, you got Spurs away and then Arsenal.
Yeah, it's a pretty good run.
So it's not terrible. But I don't know. It's just Man United. I mean, but yeah, if I was to bring a Man United player in, it probably would be Fernandes. But the price point in the minute, I just don't think it's worth it. I think there's better players out there, like Enzo. I think Enzo's probably the same player, if not better. Obviously, Bruno Fernandes has done way. Yeah, obviously Bruno Fernandes has done way more to prove that he is, because Enzo Fernandes has only started performing over the last 4 or 5 games. But I mean, the way I look at Enzo at the minute, and I see him play, it's not a look, you know. He's really got into like a new role, and he's kind of liking it. It's not just centre mid. It is centre mid, but it's very attacking. It's very like on the edge of the box, or just in the box. You know what I mean? On the edge of he's doing really well, and he's linking up with Cole Palmer really nicely. And if you link up with Cole Palmer, there's going to be goals and assists there. So that's why I like Enzo a lot.
And also with the Fernandes option, I would have to bring in Raul Jimenez at striker, and I'm not really convinced by him because I can see him getting benched even. So
how much is Diallo now?
Diallo's I feel like he's like 5.2. So
is he?
It's between him and Enzo for me in that spot. But
yeah.
But I just think because Enzo is 0.1 cheaper, this is probably what I'm gonna have to go for, because I know he's gonna drop in price. So I'm probably not gonna be able to go for a Diallo, but I might be able to.
Yeah.
Depends really. But yeah, so
it's tricky, isn't it? It's tricky. I guess you can look at that for now, but it could be one really good game. This next game, it could be really good, and they could just change your mind completely on things.
Yeah.
You know, it only takes like City to start doing well again, or have a really, really dominating performance or something, you know, and think, all right, okay.
I guess.
So, but I don't know. It's interesting. But I do like that, though. I mean, the only thing I'm unsure about is Trent, but at the same time, I think if he is going to play, then it's probably a good pick. But
like,
I mean, he does play, but...
But like, for example, like if Trent would be Van Dijk instead, would you like that more or not?
I see what you mean. I mean, he is a bit cheaper, but how much was Van Dijk? I can't remember how much Van Dijk was when I got him.
Isn't Van Dijk like
he's 6.5? Is he 6.5 now
or something?
I think he is now.
5.
Yeah. Wow. So he has gone up quite a bit.
Yeah. So like, don't you think it's worth spending an extra 0.5 on Trent?
Possibly. I mean, if he is gonna play more, if he's just getting back from injury, like you say, but Liverpool. How many minutes did he play against Fulham?
78 minutes.
Before that, he played 23 minutes. Before that, he played 90 minutes here. All right, okay.
And I imagine he's gonna get a rest in the Carabao. Because I don't know. They don't want to risk him really, and Spurs away is a big game, so. Yeah. I think he's gonna get some good minutes. Maybe you can see him. I don't know. Maybe he does get benched against Leicester, but I don't know. I think.
That's what I'm thinking. I just don't. I haven't really seen much of him this season, even though it looks like he's played a bit. Like at the start of the season, I just haven't seen much of him to think, 7 mil for me personally. I don't know. You know? But at the same time, he probably is gonna provide soon, you know. Especially like you look at like the Leicester and stuff like that. Like I'm not saying he's like a stat padder, but you could see you could see him getting a few goals, maybe assists, definitely assists, in those sort of games. I don't know. We'll see. Plus for me as well, there's that element of edginess with Trent in terms of. Is he staying at Liverpool? There's contract negotiations at the minute. He wants more money. Is he probably going to go for free and go to Madrid in the summer? I think he is. So there's that sort of element of it, you know, sort of. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I see what you mean. I'm just thinking like. Yeah, I was thinking before like, it's just worth getting Joe Gomez in because he's 2.1 million cheaper, and he's gonna get the same amount of clean sheets, but just not get attacking returns. But then at the same time, I'm like, Trent is such a nice player to have because, like I said, you can just play him every single game, not ever have to worry about him. And like I said about the more expensive players in the other positions like forward and midfield, I'm not really convinced because like I don't know, I feel like I gotta spread the cash, and I'm not really convinced I'm not really convinced about Jackson, and I don't know, Bruno. Like I would have to bring in Raul Jimenez. I'm not really convinced about that either, and I don't know. So I think this is probably the best option.
And you'll have some options as well, because I think there'll be some game weeks where you'll probably want to play maybe Rodgers over João Pedro and Enzo over. Well, I think Enzo will probably start. I don't know. It's
That's what I like about Enzo, because I can just play him every game up until like City.
I like to think he's probably going to start. Like, look at those returns as well. Like in the last 3 game weeks. I mean, for that price point as well. I know it's not crazy.
Yeah,
they're not crazy numbers, but it's a return. You know what I mean? Assist, goal, assist, goal, assist, goal, assist. It's kind of nice.
Last 6 games, he's gonna return every single game.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And they're playing Everton next, and I just. Yeah, I think they'll get something against Everton. I mean, they did well against Arsenal 0-0, but Arsenal haven't been great the last couple of game weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll see. So if Cunha is good to go this weekend, I'm just gonna keep him. And I don't think I'm gonna bring in Enzo either this week. Just because.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think he's really like. It's a bit of a risk taking out Semenyo to go for Enzo.
I think so.
I don't know.
I'm
not 100% guaranteed sure that Enzo's gonna be a better pick, and also
Semenyo hasn't really delivered, has he? Really, but
Yeah.
I think he might. I don't know.
I'm starting Rodgers at the moment, so
So
I would have to bench Rodgers if I brought Enzo in. Some that's probably someone I'd wait for next week as well. And yeah, Trent I can't even bring in because I would have to free up the cash from Semenyo or Acuna to even afford Trent. So that's my thoughts. I'm probably gonna do this next week. I'm gonna do these 3 transfers and take a -4.
Okay.
I just really like the looks of that, and that fixes all 3 spots, which I've been worried about. So I think that's it.
Yeah, no, I think that's pretty solid. I think that's pretty solid. It's really interesting to think like how much that could change after this game week. You know what I mean? I know we have this conversation now, but after this game week, it could all just completely change. You could have a completely different like mindset on it all.
That's true.
So yeah, but I don't know. I like the look of my team. I just can't help but think. I've got some issues there, obviously, like with Brighton and obviously West Ham. I think they're the only issues that I have with regards to my team, and obviously Strand Larsen. Like looking forward, I don't really know where I'm gonna go. Like I don't mind Strand Larsen playing at home against Man United. That's fine. I could live with that, you know. And obviously keeping Jared Bowen, but it's like looking forward at other players as well. Obviously, I want to try and get in Saka at some point, especially for that Ipswich game at home. Definitely. I think Palace isn't a worry for me. I don't know. Palace might be okay there. I think Arsenal will win, but I don't think it'll be dominant performance. But I think I definitely want to get. It sounds weird, but I definitely want to get Arsenal for at home against Ipswich, and then the next couple aren't great, but they're not bad. I mean, especially it's Arsenal, isn't it? They're kind of like a premium team. It's one of them. They're kind of what do you call it? Where kind of fixture proof-ish, would you say?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
Who do you think is gonna win the league at the moment?
What right now? Probably Liverpool. I generally think no disrespect to Fulham, but I generally think if there was 11 men on the pitch, I think they would have beat Fulham. Not saying Fulham wouldn't have been close, but I think it probably would have ended up being like maybe 2-1, 3-2 or whatever. You know what I mean? But I think Liverpool at this moment in time, the only thing that can stop Liverpool is like obviously injuries. The back line is getting every week it's getting closer and closer to like they're having to use youngsters. You know, like obviously City were doing with Simpson, Pusey and whatnot, which isn't terrible. I mean, it's worked out for him, but I think it really shows how good Van Dijk is. I think he's really good. But yeah, I don't know. But at the same time, I do think Liverpool's attack really bails them out. Their attack is so. I just think their attack's really good. So it bails them out a little bit in that sense. I'm not saying the defense isn't bad, but what I'm saying is I think the attack is good that it kind of bails them out. You know, they're so good at retaining possession, running after the ball, running back, playing as a team pretty much. You know.
Like I would probably still also say Liverpool has to be the favorites, and they're probably gonna win the league. But I honestly, like genuinely, the last couple of weeks I've started believing Chelsea can actually win the league, and I'm not even joking or anything, because like if we win this next game against Everton, we're 2 points behind Liverpool, and we've played one more game, but that's literally 2 points. Like like we played the exact same amount of games now, and we're 5 points behind. And I don't know. I feel like Liverpool can slip up somewhere, and like especially if Chelsea can win that game against Liverpool later in the season, because I'm pretty sure they play them at home next time. Let's see. Yeah, they play Liverpool at home in game week 35, so that's gonna be an interesting game. So I just think Chelsea, they have such good depth in like every single area of the pitch. They have like 2-3 players in every single position. So even if someone gets injured, they have someone else to come in, and it's not really a problem.
I think that's
And I think they've scored the most goals in the league, and they're just like, or maybe Spurs actually. They've scored a lot of goals, at least Chelsea, and I don't know.
So you're not tempted at all to captain Palmer or not? Is there any temptation there?
Not really.
To captain Palmer against Everton?
No. But nah.
So it'd still be your third choice. Yeah, I think Salah's probably safe, isn't it? yeah.
Like even Isaac against Ipswich, I wouldn't even mind that. It's like,
yeah. I mean, it's not terrible, is it? I just need to get the trifecta, which I will have hopefully not next game week, maybe the game week after. I will have Palmer, Salah, Saka.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think going forward, I think this time around in FPL, it's just the forwards is really. I won't say they're bad. I just don't think there's many great ones. You know.
I agree with you because I was looking
no consistent
at
ones really.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Isaac now. I think Isaac, but recently, before that, Isaac wasn't really anything amazing, you know. But I think with his form and everything else right now, he's looking decent. So, let me look at Isaac. How's Isaac's been performing this season? I mean, he's at 80 points. I mean, Mateus Cunha's had more points, but before that, Isaac was really underwhelming. I mean, he's only really had these last 3 game weeks have been decent. Other than that, he's been not great. I mean, 11 points against Forest, 9 against Arsenal. I mean, it's been okay.
But... Yeah, like I already have João Pedro and Isaac, so I obviously can't bring those in. But like in terms of other forwards, like I was looking, and the only 2 forwards I really want to bring in is Chris Wood and Nicholas Jackson. That's it. Like, I'm not interested in anyone else because, like, I don't know, Evan Nilsson doesn't have that many good fixtures to come.
No.
And I don't know.
Not really, but do you not feel like Bournemouth are that team that are just so weird? Like, if you look at all the results they've had as well, they're just so sporadic. It's just weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like they could pick up some points here, but it's like, who do I go to like in the future? Like, I'd probably have to downgrade somewhere in, I don't know where though.
I don't know.
Because if you look at forwards in general, there's not many I look at and look like. I probably would really want to get Isaac in like right now. Yeah, because I love the fixtures. Like they are really nice. But I don't know how I'd get him in. I need to get rid of Evan Nielsen, and then I'm 0.7 away. So then I maybe have to get rid of Bowen, and then get Isaac in, and then I've got 6.6, and then probably go Enzo.
Yeah.
That's probably what I'll have to do, which I'm not against. That's kind of nice. Then I'd sell 1.5 in the bank. And then obviously on the top of that, I could then upgrade Strand Larson. I've got 7 mil in the bank, but there's not many good 7 mil strikers, really, is there?
Chris Wood.
Oh yeah, I could get Chris Wood.
Yeah,
Chris Wood. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It is interesting.
Yeah, because like I said, I was looking at Raul Jimenez as well, but I'm not. I don't know. He's got good fixtures and he's really cheap, and as long as he is starting, he's gonna be a good option. I just don't know how many minutes he's gonna get. Like, he gets a lot of 70 minutes because he gets taken off early, and he might get benched in one of these games as well. I don't know. He can be a decent option though for the money you're spending on him. Like 5.5 million, that's really cheap. So yeah, maybe him.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just gonna have to play it week by week, I guess.
Yeah. That's the way to go.
Calvert-Lewin. Oh god, their fixtures are awful. Thing is, though, we talked about this though. With their fixtures being awful, they're gonna start performing. Like they beat Wolves 4-0. Draw away at Arsenal, by the way. That's a really good result, if you ask me. A point at Arsenal.
Really good, yeah.
You would have taken that, wouldn't you? I mean, if I was an Everton fan, I'm a Sheffield United fan, I would have taken a point at Arsenal. You know what I mean? They got Chelsea at home.
Yeah.
If they can even scrap another draw there, I mean, that's not terrible.
They lost 4-0 to United though.
Yeah, that's weird. That is weird. That's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything else, I don't know. I don't know. Everton, I don't know. Weird.
Yeah.
Weird. And then Muniz as well. I mean, he scored against Liverpool, didn't he? He only played 22 minutes, though. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Came on as a sub.
Yeah, like
sub,
Raul is the main striker, so...
Yeah.
So, yeah, can't really go there.
But yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to try and get Isaac in. Definitely, if he gets like a goal or even assist against Ipswich, I probably will be tempted to get him in. Yeah. Even then, because Ipswich aren't great, but I think away it'd be lucky to get like a goal or an assist, which sounds crazy to say.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just think Ipswich at home are okay, but they probably will lose. But they're okay. They're not as leaky, should I say? They give it a bit more.
It would be so interesting if we see Duran being the main striker at Villa.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like he's 5.8 million.
Yeah, for me now though, I generally think Villa strikers just definitely keep away for me.
Oh
personally.
Yeah, I think so too.
Just due to the fact that yeah, it's just you don't know who's going to start. Yeah, it's just a bit weird.
Yeah.
I don't actually like having any Villa players. I mean, I had Rodgers. He was okay for me, but I think looking at it now, Enzo is just way more value for money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think Enzo's just better. Even though, yeah, most people probably got Palmer, it's doubling up. But at the same time, with how Chelsea are going, they probably are going to finish top 3. So you'd expect them to win at least 85%, if not 8% of the games in the league. So I think Enzo is definitely worth picking up over Rodgers. Whereas I see Aston Villa finishing top 8, top 9, but I don't think it's going to be I don't think it'll be top 4 this season.
Yeah.
I think maybe 7th or 6th. You know. Maybe 7th or even 8th. Honestly, I mean that sounds disrespectful, but at the same time, it's looking tricky for them. You know, kind of scrapping at games. So,
yeah, I have one, and that's Rodgers. And well, I only have him because he's really cheap and he's been pretty consistent. Like if I would pick 2 cheap midfielders that are the best right now, it would be Diallo and Enzo.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like I have 2 cheaper midfielders, Semenyo and Rodgers, but I don't feel like I can get Diallo and Enzo in.
Yeah, when you look at it, if you would have had Diallo and Enzo, I know this is all if and buts, but that would have been so many points there, you know. So it's it's interesting.
If I would wildcard now, I would have both of them, Diallo and Enzo, I think.
Yeah, generally, I probably would as well. Yeah. I mean, even though there's 5 transfers, you can stack up to 5 now. I've not had more than 3 in so long.
Yeah.
Now it's so bad. I just can't seem to hold on to anything.
I don't know when it was. I think it was game week 12 or something. I had 5 transfers and I used all of them. And then since then, I've been scraping to get 2 transfers. I've had 1 transfer pretty much every week because I've had to use it every week. And if Cunha is good to go this weekend, this is probably gonna be the first game week in a little while that I'm gonna roll my transfer, which feels weird, but yeah, next week I'm gonna do 3 transfers probably. So yeah,
I mean Diallo's stats are so nice.
Yeah.
He's got 9 goals or assists in 9 games.
Yeah,
that's kind of good. Yeah, and some of those games he haven't even started as well. I mean, he's got 31 minutes, 17 minutes, but yeah, he's got a return in pretty much every single game bar Arsenal away. That's it.
And both Garnacho and Rashford were out of the squad completely against City, and Rashford has been talking about possibly leaving.
Yeah. But then Amarin did say he wants Rashford. You know, he wants him to stay and play and whatnot. But it's interesting.
I think he should go. I think he needs something new because. I don't know. He's just been really inconsistent now at United, and I don't think he's good enough for United either. Yeah,
my problem with that though, Noppy, is who's gonna buy him, and 2, who's gonna pay the wages that he's on now?
Yeah,
he's on what? How much is he on? 250, 350? How much? He's on something
probably
crazy.
Probably on 300k or something.
Yeah, a week, and who's gonna realistically pay that? No one. You know what I mean? So he's just gonna have to see out his contract and just.
He would have to probably go down in wages.
That's what I mean. I don't think he's going to get that anywhere else.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying the only reason he got that, but he did. I mean, Rashford could do it. He scored 30 goals in a season, you know. Obviously not in the league, but combined, across all competitions. He can do it, but he just, I don't know. Obviously Amarin seen what we've seen, and it's not been great. I mean, he's not said he's a bad player. He's just said that he just, needs that confidence.
I think Rashford's one of those players that would probably want to stay in the league. But the thing is, if I look at the teams in and around United, he's not good enough for Brighton. He's not good enough for Spurs.
Yeah.
That's
what I mean. Yeah.
I guess he could go to Brentford, but I don't know if that's really what he wants.
No, he wouldn't get the money there. That's the problem, isn't it? No one's gonna. I think people would want him, but I don't think anyone's gonna have to pay the price to get him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's not gonna be cheap, and his wages aren't gonna be cheap at all. So,
but it's just for example, with the Brighton, he's not gonna play over Mitoma. Mitoma is so much better, and he's not gonna play over Son at Spurs.
How things are now, definitely.
And Newcastle's got Anthony Gordon. He's a better player. It's just so difficult because where would he even go? I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to go anywhere. I think he's staying at Man United. Like I said, nobody's going to be able to afford him. and no one's gonna be able to pay the money because I mean, yeah, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of wages. And he's not going to get that sort of money anywhere else. The only other place you're looking at is probably Saudi. Which I don't know. Maybe he does want to go there. I don't know. But I don't know how long's left on his contract. He's probably got a few years, I reckon. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's probably Saudi, or he just has to stay and run his contract down. Yeah, I don't know when it expires, but I think it's a little while, to be fair. I think it's like 2028, or I don't know, actually.
I think something like that, yeah.
That's in 4 years, so yeah, maybe he has to go, actually. I don't know. That's interesting. We can, but like, United. Just I don't know. There's just so much to talk about. United.
I just stay away from them. But yeah, pretty much. If you look at it like me having Bowen and obviously having even Smith Rowe and Rodgers, and you take them out and you put Enzo and Amad Diallo in there, they blow them out of the water. Really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, I'm definitely going to keep Bowen for a little bit longer. But yeah, I don't know. FPL's great, man. I love it. I can't wait to see how the season unfolds. And I can't wait for this next game week. I am really tempted to go Captain Palmer. I keep looking at him thinking, do I do it? Just to be the difference maker. I don't know.
I was like pretty optimistic for this coming game week. Yeah, I'm not like super happy about Milenkovic playing Brentford away, I guess. But then you just said like, oh, your whole team is playing away. Like, I'm not really convinced now anymore that I'm gonna have a great
that's
week.
not a good thing. That's not a good thing, is it? Really, the whole team's away. I mean, how many players have I got away? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 7 away players.
That's a lot as well.
I mean, it's nothing to look in. It's nothing to look into too much. But I definitely, obviously, players play better at home. Obviously, like that's why I want Saka at Ipswich. I definitely think that game will be like 4-0.
Yeah.
Like to Arsenal or something, you know. So I definitely want that, and I will definitely be going Son to Saka. No matter even if Saka shits the bed in the next 2 games or whatever, I'll definitely go in Son to Saka for Ipswich. Which seems crazy because it might be just that one game, but like we talked about, I think they're kind of fixture proof. I mean, they got Brentford and Brighton away after that, which isn't terrible, and then obviously got the derby against Spurs, which again isn't actually terrible. So
like when do you even sell Saka? I don't know. Do you ever sell him?
No, I don't know. Maybe I mean maybe you can rotate between him and whoever's doing well at the time. I guess I don't know.
It's just
I don't know.
I don't see me ever going for like Phil Foden or De Bruyne or Son.
No, nothing like that. Can you really? No.
So Saka is probably like a season keeper.
We'll just have to see how the season rolls out. You never know. Know. We've not had any crazy injuries yet, so we'll see.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
we'll see. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to looking at my team now and comparing it to your team. I'm really looking forward to seeing Robinson and Smith Rowe. Hopefully they cook against Southampton. That could be the difference for me.
Yeah.
Big difference. But yeah, is there anything else you want to say, Noppy, before we end?
No, that's it. Thanks for listening, guys. I'm looking forward to this weekend.
Yes.
I went into the top 1 million now for the first time, so I'm really happy about that. I had a great game week. I'm probably gonna get a red arrow because I have so many away fixtures, but we'll see. I'm hoping for the best. Do you have anything else as well, Cal?
I don't know if I'm gonna get I hope for a green arrow, but my team's looking. I don't feel overly. I don't look at the team and go, wow, you know. But you never know. We'll see. Hopefully we'll get green arrows. And we have broken the spine of your team. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.